Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel, We're the Movie Couple. I'm Wendy.
I'm Dustin.
And this is our non-spoiler review for Jungle Cruise. The Jungle Cruise stars Dwayne Johnson and Emily Blunt and is directed by Jaume Collet-Serra. Dr. Lily Halton enlists the help of skipper Frank to take her down to the Amazon in order to search for an ancient tree that holds the power to heal. Well, you guys, we did it. We got to see Jungle Cruise. Yes, it is kind of loosely based on the theme park ride. However, we, as you probably saw in our trailer reactions, we just had a great time watching the trailers, seeing kind of the chemistry and the energy between Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson and Emily Blunt. We couldn't wait to see this movie, hoping that they can maybe, does the lightning strike twice? You know, when it comes to movies that are inspired by Disneyland rides, and we're talking about Pirates, we're not talking about Haunted Mansion.
Yeah, so far we're having pretty much a 50-50 split if you think about either Haunted Mansion and Pirates of the Caribbean. There hasn't been, oh no, there was a Tomorrowland, which is kind of
land versus
still kind of falls in the same category. But
in
honestly,
any case,
we saw this trailer, and with The Rock and Emily Blunt, we knew that their chemistry was going to be the main draw of the show, with some fun visual effects and some fun action. So that's pretty much what we were expecting, and I was expecting to go in just a fun popcorn flick, something maybe a mixture of Pirates of the Caribbean meets The Mummy meets Indiana Jones.
Yeah, a little Romance in the Stone in there. Mm-hmm. Yeah, no. And that's exactly the vibe we got from this movie. Now, it is at a spicy 2 hours and plus, which I was kind of surprised, because to me, at some point, it felt like it was a little bit long. Just a little bit, but still, they really utilize each moment to tell the story as much as possible, because there's a lot going on. There's not just one main character, there's technically two, between Emily Blunt's character and Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson's character, Frank. So you have to kind of establish both. So Emily Blunt plays Dr. Lily Halton, who has heard of this ancient tree, and its flowers has healing properties, can heal. It's like the heal all. It can heal anything and everything, and as a medical professional, she really wants this because it can change the future of medicine. So we have to establish sort of her history and her, origin in a way. And then we have to move over to Frank, who is the skipper. So both of their dynamics are very energetic and also very different.
Mm-hmm. And honestly, it was trying to balance. You can't really say who is the main character. They do start off with Emily Blunt, and it is really like her trying to get on this expedition. How is she going to actually get the things that she needs in order to get there and get away and be able to go to be able to get to the Amazon. And from there, it's kind of just this fun adventure kind of exposition for the first couple of scenes of the movie.
Yeah, it's your, think like epic fun adventure treasure hunting type of movie, done really well. The dialogue in the movie and the interactions that these characters have, and I'm not just talking about, Lily and Frank, also with Lily's brother, who is very prominent in this film as well, really meshed together really, really well. And I thought that he was able to offer a lot of the heartfelt moments, a lot of the comedic moments. Not to say that the interaction between Lily and Frank aren't already funny. They also definitely tied in a lot of nods from the ride itself. If you're a fan of the ride, if you've been to Disneyland or Disney World and have hopped on the Jungle Cruise, you go on because you want to sit there and obviously let the skipper take you through the tour, but you're there mostly for the skipper jokes.
Exactly, and that's honestly something that is very much in the same heart or the same theme of the ride. It's very tongue-in-cheek. There is a lot of just goofiness in there. There is the action scenes are very over the top, to where it's there's the rule of cool, to where you have what's realistic, but then you have what is cool. For this movie, they kind of did the rule of fun. You have what is real and what is fun. That's really what they wanted to push more than this. There are a few moments where I think they kind of did jump the shark, or I guess
but it's
jump
okay
the
because
cruise.
It's oh no, jump the hippo.
Jump the hippo.
Jump the piranha. I don't know, sorry.
And they do a lot of really kind of cute, fun nods to the ride and to a lot of the dialogue that's in the ride. And that's not really much of a spoiler, because they did kind of give you a lot of that in the trailer.
Yeah, the backside of water, you know, the hippos come up, the natives, and this and that. And I think The Rock, or should I just say Dwayne Johnson, I don't know if he's really goes by The Rock still these days, but his portrayal of Frank is just so, just happy. No, I don't want to say happy-go-lucky. I don't
It's
think
him.
it is The Rock, but like fun rock. Yeah, it's very, very turns on the charm. That smile, the teeth sparkle every time he smiles. I don't know how he does it, but it's kind of the perfect blend of chemistry. Like the chemistry between Emily Blunt and Dwayne Johnson is really undeniable. They work really, really well together. And you can kind of see throughout their marketing, it's very been like, I want to one-up each other, and you're kind of at each other's throat, but in like a nice, fun, competitive way. And
The whole, anything you can do, I can do better.
And they definitely, you know, lean into that in this movie, which makes it so much fun because they, at a lot of moments, have a nice like juxtaposition, you know, between the two of them. So I enjoy that a lot. Another point I wanted to bring up, aside from the epic adventure, sort of the fun treasure hunting, they don't rate tombs, but you know. Amazon River rating, yeah. You know, aside from that, we do have a baddie in this one. Aside from the very obvious, which is that the jungle was cursed. And, and in what sense, we can't exactly tell you because we don't want to ruin that for you, though you get that at the beginning of the movie, so you have to see the movie to find out. So I guess there's a couple of big bads, but another one, I'm such a big fan of his work, is Jesse Plemons. You probably saw him in Black Mirror, amongst many other things, and he definitely played the mwahaha sort of mustache twirling villain that fits in so well within the perimeter of this movie. He was very aware of the kind of role he was given and the kind of story that he was in, and he just went above and beyond for it, and I lived for it. Every time he was on screen, I was so excited to see what else he gets to do in the scene.
He was fun, but I do have to admit, I think it was a little overdone. They really do kind of have two villains in this movie, and I really feel bad because both of them kind of got thrown into this very stereotypical bad guy, either the mwahaha kind of thing, or I want to do this just because I need this kind of a thing, and it doesn't really make sense why they would still want to after so where they are at this point. Kind of a thing.
I disagree with you on the other villain, the overall villain, the jungle villain. I felt like that has a deeper story that happened a little bit more organically, where I feel like Jesse Plemons' villain is a little bit more like a satire / caricature of your typical villain. Just because I sort of like that there were not all villains were the same kind of complexity or the same kind of personality. Do they kind of eventually work together? Sort of in a small way, but they are after the same thing. They just have two very different approaches to it.
That
different
is
motivations.
true. And well, unfortunately, the way that you have two main characters, and you spend a lot of time on Emily Blunt's character and a lot of time on The Rock's character, you can kind of flesh them out. You really didn't have much of that, besides, like, say, an exposition dump for one of them, for the bad guys. So I just kind of felt like those characters were just a little lackluster,
I see.
In my opinion.
Another thing I wanted to point out was they did use a very popular Metallica song in this film. They used it in two different spots. The first spot, I was kind of going, okay, interesting choice, but I went with it because I do like the song.
Yeah.
But then they used it again later on, and for me, it really didn't fit the vibe of the whole movie at all, and it kind of, for just a second, it takes you out of like the lore because you're so deep in it, and they used it in a way where it was during like an exhibition portion of the movie where I was like, wait, this doesn't fit at all with the story you're telling. I don't love that. So I don't want to stay on this topic for too long, but I don't love the choice.
You just see this very period moment where there, is a fight, but then all of a sudden, dun, 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 and you have like this metal guitar going on in the background, and you're just like, that's out of place.
Yeah, didn't quite fit. But nonetheless, this is a very fun movie, a big adventure, great for the whole family, fun summer flick. Again, the chemistry between Dwayne Johnson and Emily Blunt is undeniable. I love that they were able to, really think outside of the box for like how we're going to tell the story of the Jungle Cruise when literally the movie title is based on a single ride at Disneyland, and it's just so much more than that. I love the story that they kind of built behind it, the relationship. There was something that does happen at the end with one of the main characters that I don't absolutely love the choice that they make, which we will talk about in a spoiler review. I can't talk about it here because it is at the end of the movie, but just know that. And with that said, my rating for this movie is check it out. I think it's a lot of fun. You're going to eat a lot of popcorn. Take the whole family and enjoy.
Honestly, and I had a lot of fun watching this movie too. I think I had a little, there's still some things that I think needed to be tweaked a little bit more, so I'm going to give it a matinee it. But this is definitely a movie that you would want to see in the theaters, see it on the big screen, eat a big bucket of popcorn, because there's still a lot of fun things that happen in this movie.
Absolutely. So you guys, that is it for our non-spoiler review of Jungle Cruise. If you've seen it, comment in the comment section below what you thought of the film, favorite part. Let us know what your thoughts on the placement of the Metallica song in the comments as well. And of course, let us know if Disney were to make another live action movie based on a Disneyland or Disney World ride, which one would you want to see? I think I'd like to see a Matterhorn movie.
Oh, honestly, any of the big mountains. Space Mountain, Matterhorn, or Big Thunder Mountain. All three of those. I think
Mountain would be fun
Big
too.
Thunder Mountain would have a really good kind of gold prospector kind of California gold rush.
Ooh, I like that. Well, there you have it, you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.